Today, we're going to attack one of the most important financial decisions of your retirement. Your largest asset is probably your 401k. You've stocked money away for the last 30 years, and you're going to ask yourself, I'm at retirement. What do I do now with my 401k? Well, here's the thing, folks. There are only three options that happen at retirement. Only three. I'm going to go through each of them and the good and the bad of each. And then I'm going to talk about what you can do in retirement. And in retirement, there's really only two options to handle your 401k when it comes to taxes. So getting started, I have a little teaser here, folks. Some people are going to help me out to break down each of the three options when it comes to your 401k when you get to retirement. The first is Reckless Randy. The second is Lazy Larry. And third is Peter the Planner. So kicking it off, we got Reckless Randy. This is the first option with your 401k. What am I talking about? This guy, Randy, he's a wild man. He took all of his money out of his 401k the second he retired. This is usually a big mistake. And the reason it's a big mistake is because all of the income that is affiliated with all of that 401k, that means every dollar they take out is now income on your tax return. This is going to spike your tax rates, particularly the larger the 401k, the more this is going to hurt. Many times, let's say, for example, Reckless Randy had $1 million 401k. He would end up probably spending somewhere in the neighborhood of 38% in federal tax only, not counting state, on that taxation, meaning $380,000, 1/3 of his IRA would disappear instantly. Reckless Randy is probably not the option any of us would recommend when it comes to your 401k, the largest asset in retirement. Next up, we have the Lazy Larry approach. Larry is like, you know what? I'm retired. I'm going to the beach. I'm not going to worry about this 401k thing. I'm going to let it take care of itself. Well, Lazy Larry's going down to the beach. He's in the RV, driving around, going out west, checking out all the sites with his wife, looking at the grandkids. But what he doesn't understand, the Lazy Larry approach of leaving your 401k with the company you just left at is some, challenging options. One, your ability to do Roth conversions is usually pretty limited. But more importantly, 401k investments stink. Universally, almost everyone agrees. You have limited options and they almost universally have higher fees. That means your universe of your money in your 401k that you left with your previous employer and didn't roll out is probably going to be charged more and perform worse. Now, can we guarantee that? No, but if you look at your investments compared to what's out there, you have a smaller universe. Well, the second you take your 401k out and you roll it over, you now have the whole universe of investments to choose from. The Lazy Larry approach is not something we would recommend for retirees. Now, the third approach when it comes to your 401k is Peter the Planner. And now, see, Peter has it figured out. He did his research. He went to a couple dinner seminars. He gets what has to happen. I need to get that money out of my 401k and roll it over to an IRA. And when I do that, the world is my oyster. I have all the options. I can choose any financial advisor I want. I can choose different investments. I have all kinds of Roth options. I have a whole Rolodex in front of me to attack my 401k by getting it out of the very limited 401k system. So those are the three approaches at retirement. The moment you retire, remember, there's obviously Reckless Randy, Lazy Larry, and Peter the Planner. Hopefully you guys see why being Peter the Planner is very important with the largest asset you probably have in retirement. Now, once that decision is done, we have to progress to what do we do in retirement. Now we got this darn thing out. Hopefully we followed Peter the Planner's route, and the asset is now outside of the company plan in a rolled over IRA. And we have to ask ourselves, how do we address the taxes? And there are two people that are going to help me explain this to you, why it's so important. This is usually your largest tax liability of your lifetime. You should not and cannot screw it up. It can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. And again, I got a couple people going to help me out. I got Willie the Waiter, and I got Tommy the Tax Slayer. Now, Willie the Waiter is going to do similar to what Lazy Larry did, which is like, you know what? I can wait till 73 before I have to pay any tax, which a lot of times people kick the can. They say, you know what? If I don't have to pay tax, why would I want to? Let's kick the can, man. I got 10, 13 years. We can go on vacation. We can hang out. I don't have to pay taxes. Let's keep kicking the can. Well, the problem with this approach, Willie the Waiter, is you run into some penalties. What people don't realize is you're in your lowest earning years of your lifetime. which means conversely, the best years to do tax planning because your income rates are the lowest. You can get that money out of your IRA the cheapest possible if you have a plan. But if you take Willie the Waiter's approach and push it, guess what happens? What if a spouse unexpectedly dies? Now, all of a sudden, you went from a couple filing tax rate to a single filing tax rate. Usually people jump from 10 to 15 to 20%. Your tax rates could double. And even worse, you keep kicking the can, and when you get to 73, you only take the RMDs. Well, shoot, what does that mean? That means when you pass away, your IRA could have grown, not gotten smaller. And when it goes to your kids, they pay at their tax rates. We call that the kiddos penalty. Their tax rate's not yours. And that could be as high as 38%, 40%. So in $1 million, obviously, IRA scenario, running into the kiddos penalty and the obviously widow's penalty could end up costing you almost half your IRA. This is crazy, right? Willie the Waiter thought he was doing himself a favor by waiting to pay taxes, but really he doubled or even tripled his tax liability. On a $1 million IRA, that's close to, $380,000 of taxes if he hits those penalties. Now, let's talk about Tommy the tax slayer. Tommy's got it figured out. He's gone to some seminars. He understands tax planning is important. So he jumps right in at 60 and starts systematically taking out draws every year, not spiking his obviously income, but taking out healthy draws each year, keeping his taxes between 10 and 15%. Well, guess what? Over the course of 7 to 8 years, he's got his entire IRA de-taxed on his terms, not Uncle Sam's. And by doing that, he got that whole $1 million IRA out at, let's say, 150 grand. That's $200,000 or more dollars, almost $250,000 of tax saving because he systematically took money out on his terms, not his financial advisors that told him to wait, not Uncle Sam's that told him to wait till 73. He took money out and got it done with the lower tax rates of being retired while him and his spouse were still alive. That is the key, is having your own plan in retirement when it comes to your largest tax liability, not using Uncle Sam's plan, who has trouble delivering mail on the weekends. He does not have your best interest when it comes to taxes and IRAs. He didn't put this plan together so that you pay less in taxes. Trust me, folks, you need a tax plan. If you're curious what your tax plan should look like, we build one for each and every client. Our team of CPAs builds what we call our tax map. It breaks down when and how much to take out every year of retirement. We update it for our clients every year. And the idea is simple, folks. We want to ensure that you're optimizing how much is coming out so you're paying the least amount of money on your largest financial asset, so that's available for your kids, your spouse, your family, and not Uncle Sam. If you want to know more, obviously, look at the link below. We can show you how to get a roadmap. And if you like our content, please just, click that subscribe button and we'll keep doing these videos. Thanks again.